Hello, is that Kevin?
It is.
So when were you born?
I was born the 14th of the 11th, 1982.
What's your parents' names?
My mum is Sandra Tucker. She was Baxter. My sister's Cheryl Ann Tucker.
Okay, yeah.
With an E on the Ann.
So when was your mum born?
The 19th of February, 1964.
Hello, Sean.
Hello, you alright?
Yes, I'm good, thank you. I'm excited. My mum's name is, this is a new one for you, Drusilla Winifred Booth. B-O-O-T-H.
Yes, so, and your father?
Ronald.
Ronald Baxter, yeah?
Yeah. My parents got married on August the 11th,
Yeah.
1962. I have two younger sisters, Deborah, Jill. And he passed away on the 2nd of November, 2014.
Right. Right, so we'll do your dad's side first. So do you know
Okay.
do you know any of your did you know your dad's parents?
I don't know if they had middle names, but I do know their names. My dad's dad is Alexander.
What's his mum called?
Matilda. She always got Tilly.
Tilly. We got his siblings then.
Alec, but I don't know whether it was Alexander after Grandad.
Right, so you met him then, yeah?
Yes, I've got fond memories of him, yeah. Bobby, but I don't know whether it was Robert.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but we knew him as Uncle Bobby. Then he had a sister, Olive. He had a brother called Billy, but I don't know whether it was William. He had a sister called Muriel. Yeah, and then my dad's twin is Edith Lillian. And then my dad has a brother called David.
Yeah.
But I know nothing. I don't know whether he's still here or he's passed away. I haven't got a clue.
So lost contact, yeah?
Yeah, he didn't live in the town, so... And he passed away on the 9th of March, 1969.
69. Oh, so did you get to meet him?
No, but we used to go to his headstone.
Right.
And take flowers.
So do you know where that headstone is, where he's buried?
Yeah, it's in Westview Cemetery in Hart Lane, in Hartlepool.
All right, so near the headland, yeah?
Yeah.
Found it.
Ernest Brooke.
Right, 1911 census then for Brook Street.
Alexander Baxter.
Yeah.
The head is 30. He's married. Been married for 9 years. He is a riveter.
Shipyard.
Also, he's a riveter at the shipyard. Basically, he goes up the side of ships and puts the rivets in to keep the panels on. Then you've got Mary Ann Baxter, the wife. She's 29. She's married. No job. There's six born alive and children still living 6. There's none dead. Oh, that's lovely. Then you've got Alexander Baxter, the son. He's 9. He's not even in school. Then you've got Thomas Baxter, the son, who's 7. Thomas, big up Thomas. Then you've got Mary. It says Mary here, so I'm going to assume that's Anne.
It's actually incorrect as well. She's Mary Hannah.
All right, okay. Baxter, the daughter, she's 5. Then you've got Sarah Baxter, the daughter, who's 4. Then you've got Charles
Frederick, yeah.
Baxter, who's 2. Then you've got William Baxter, the son, who's 5 months. And then you've got Mary Elizabeth, a servant. She's 18, she's single.
Yeah, so they can afford to employ a servant.
So in total, Alexander Baxter and Mary Ann had Alexander, Thomas known as Bob, Mary Hannah, Sarah known as Sal, Charles Frederick, William known as Bill, Albert, Leonard, and Ronald. So going down each of these siblings, the first one is Thomas Baxter, and he was married on the 13th of April 1925 to Ada Cracknell King, and they moved from Brook Street 2 streets across to Preston Street.
So what are we looking for?
We're looking for Preston Street. And if this next road's Mildred Street, we're laughing. No, it's not.
But
So-
this is Mildred Street.
Yeah, this would have been Mildred.
Right.
And then, like, here would have been Preston, by down them backs.
Right. So this is where Thomas died.
Yeah. The 9th of November, 1937, at 11 Preston Street, Thomas Baxter, male, 33 years, a shipyard riveter.
Urinary tuberculosis.
All right.
It was J. King, yeah, John
J. King, father-in-law, present at the death.
Hello, is that Mary?
It is, yes.
So you were, like, semi-connected to this Thomas Baxter then?
Yes, my dad was his wife's brother.
Your dad is his wife's right, okay. She died quite a while after him, didn't she?
Oh, she did, yes. She was living with this wolf. I don't know whether they ever got married or not. I never heard anything about that.
Right, is this
But
after...
I know they lived together in Preston Street. She finished up in Southampton, I think it was, with Patricia.
So is Patricia Wilf's daughter?
Yes, and Patricia now lives in Tenerife.
Right.
They had Mary, and Mary died of a tumour or something when she was about 21, and she had this little baby called Peter. And Aunt Ada brought Peter up.
So she raised her grandson?
Yes. Now, I'm 86 now, so I haven't got a very good memory.
Well, you definitely know more than I did, so...
You see, I don't think we know much about Bob Baxter at all. We knew him as Bob, but I can't remember. I don't know much about him at all. I might have a picture of him.
Really?
Is that it?
Yeah, look, Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sorry, pal.
So what's it saying? Loving memory of Thomas Bob.
Thomas.
Bob, beloved husband of Ada Baxter, died November 9th, 1937, aged 33. To memory, ever dear.
So moving on from the next sibling, from Thomas to Mary Hannah, she got married in 1927 to Henry Baker, and Henry and Mary moved from Brook Street to Angus Street.
Angus Street still exists. It's just shorter. Left hand side. Angus Street. So 12 Angus Street. You've got Henry Baker, born in 1902, and he's a shipwright. Got Mary Hannah Baker, born 1905, and she's on unpaid domestic duties.
Yeah.
Then you've got Henry Baker, who's born 1929. And he is at school.
Hello.
Hello, is that Ray?
Yeah. Here is Henry's daughter.
Right. So is this Joyce?
Yes. They moved back to Hartlepool when they first got married. He came down to Kent to do his national service.
Right. You didn't meet Mary, did you?
No, she died before I was born, I'm afraid. Oh, yeah. Oh, he has great affection for his mum.
Yes. Her husband lived quite a while, didn't he?
Yes, we did meet him.
What was he like?
We didn't have a lot to do with him because he still lived in Hartlepool.
Right.
But I think he was a heavy drinker, and I don't think him and my dad saw eye to eye on lots of things.
Moving on from Mary Hannah, we've got Sarah next, and she was known as Sal. And on the 1939 register, she's still living at home with her father, Alexander, on Duke Street.
16 Duke Street, that one.
Are you sure?
Look, 22, 20, 18, 16.
Christ.
Oh, 16. Yeah, no, the corner ones don't count as the road. Alexander Baxter, 59, widowed, is a shipyard riveter still. Then you got Sarah Baxter, who's 32, and she's a blind workshop assistant.
So she's blind.
It says workshop assistant.
Yeah, but she's also blind.
Sarah was blind.
Like fully blind or?
Fully blind.
Yes, yeah, she had guide dog and everything, yeah.
So was it like blind from birth sort of thing?
No.
No, I think it was something, some bombing of Hartlepool in the war, and it
During the First World War.
But thought they were friendly because they were flying British flags. As the ships drew closer, however, they were hauled down and replaced with German flags. The lighthouse battery gun managed to hit a ship, killing 9 sailors and causing damage. Following this, the Germans placed the ship in such a position that the batteries were unable to fire on her because the lighthouse blocked their line of fire. Some shells fell on homes, killing or seriously wounding the people inside. Many were having their breakfast and getting ready to start the day. The people of the two towns were terrified by the noise and destruction and ran for safety, clutching whatever they could carry, and some gathered in Ward Jackson Park.
So the German ship shooting at the headland.
So it came in with British flags and it was like, sound, it's coming. Bang, 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 bang.
And that's how Sarah got blind.
Oh, that's horrible.
And she lived with Ron and Betty
in Kenilworth.
Kenilworth.
Right.
It came down and stayed with us when they went on holiday and things like that. Yeah, because we hated her funeral because he said Sarah this, Sarah that. Nobody ever called her Sarah.
Yes, so Sarah lived quite a while, didn't she?
Yeah, she was in her 80s, I think, yeah.
Yeah. That's a long time to be blind, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
I guess she just was used to it though, wasn't she?
She had a guide dog.
Yeah.
And she's very independent. We knew William.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
They lived at Great Ayton, Stokesley, and then Great Ayton, and then they moved down to just outside Eastbourne, wasn't it? Bexhill.
Joan was married to his brother first, did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was killed in the war, wasn't he? And then she married Bill.
Yeah.
Hello?
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 Hello, is that Christine?
Yes, it is.
Hi, it's Sean from the emails. So you're Bill and Joan's daughter?
That's right, yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I think you're the first,
child of that original line of siblings that I've spoken to.
Right. Yes, of course, my parents married quite late. He joined the army during the Depression.
Right.
And served as a professional soldier all over the world, really, until about 1936 or 7, when he left. And he was just going through a blacksmith's apprenticeship when the Second World War broke out, and he was called up again.
Right.
He was at Dunkirk.
Oh, that's good, yeah.
He ended up on the landings into Sicily in Italy, so he was at Monte Cassino, and they sort of fought their way up Italy, and then he was in Greece for a short while.
Right.
And then, they all came home.
So, your mum was married to his brother, wasn't she?
My mother was married to his younger brother Albert, who was an accountant.
Oh, right.
And they lived in Surbiton for a while. The war broke out, and he also signed up to join the Northumberland Fusiliers.
Yeah.
Because it was thought that my dad, who was already there, could keep an eye on him. And he was so good with figures that he showed up the sergeant who was there. And when my dad was on leave, the sergeant got Albert transferred to the Sherwood Foresters. He was killed at the Battle of Mercer-Matruh. And then after the war, my dad, who'd been sort of looking after my mother, wanted to marry her, and Auntie Sal, Sarah, was very much against it.
Right.
She was going to, because she had some sort of allowance because she was blind.
Yeah.
She was sort of quite financially secure, and the idea was that the initial proposal that she was going to live with my mum and dad after they were sort of married, but because she was very much against that, she ended up living with my Uncle Ron and his wife Betty.
Yes, yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that she was against it. Did she fall out with him over it?
No, I mean when I was a child, everything was sweetness and light. But she didn't want to. She didn't think it was right that a brother should marry his brother's widow.
Yeah.
I do think it's a bit odd myself, but anyway, there we are.
Your mum lived to 100, didn't she?
99 3/4.
Oh, so close. Did you meet any of the others?
Uncle Ron and Uncle Charlie.
Right, Charlie. I know nothing about Charlie.
Right. I always liked Uncle Charlie.
Yeah.
When I knew him, he was divorced. My mother always claimed his wife divorced him for cruelty, but I have no idea whether that's true or not. And he used to keep and race greyhounds.
All right.
So whenever you went to visit him, it was a typical house in Hartlepool, a little terrace house with the door that opened straight on from the street, from the front room, and you walked in, and there were always sort of dogs draped over all the chairs and sofas, just sort of. So my dad and Charlie got on well and kept in touch, and Charlie's daughter Mary kept in touch with my mother and I until they died. And you know about Lenny, don't you?
He fell overboard, is that right?
That's right. There was a storm, and so they managed to turn the ship around. But I think it was in the North Sea, and it was in winter. It was bitterly cold. So by the time they got back to him, he'd drowned.
Yeah. And he's only 15, wasn't he?
I don't know how old he was, actually.
Yeah, 15 years old. I'll have to send you the paper article because there's quite a big one in the paper.
Hello?
Hello, is that Jean?
Sorry, yes.
Hi,
Yes.
it's Sean from WhatsApp.
Hello.
Hello, yes, I'm just doing your family history basically, and I got your number off, was it Christine?
Christine, yeah.
I'm doing it for your uncle Alexander's granddaughter.
Right.
And
yeah.
she was a baby when he passed away, so she doesn't know anything. But her dad is named after your dad, Ronald.
Her dad?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I've got one of him, aged 13, and he looks like a real thug. In the war, he was in the Marines.
Yeah.
He was a lecturer at Coventry Tech.
Right.
In plumbing. I met Uncle Bill, who is Christine's father.
Yeah.
William. And Uncle Charlie, who lived in West Hartlepool. He had greyhounds. I can remember Uncle Alec and going to visit him in West Hartlepool.
Right.
When I was very little. Remember is that he sat by the fire and was coughing up and spitting into the fire.
Right.
Because he obviously had some sort of lung infection.
Pop, as my dad used to call his father. Apparently he used to make the cakes. He used to do lots of baking. And my dad always made the Christmas cake, and my Uncle Ron always made the Christmas cake for his family.
So he's passed it down from
yeah,
dad.
Yeah, they were very good at bakers. He was a cook in the army.
Right.
And he used to be able to, you know that sort of chefy thing when they've got things in a frying pan and they just sort of swoosh the frying pan and everything turns over.
Yeah.
Apparently he was very good at that.
But did you also know that Mary Ann Baxter was known as Julie?
I've seen that somewhere, actually. It rings a bell, yeah. Is this the mother of them all?
Yes.
Yeah. Why was that?
She didn't like the name Mary Ann, so she decided to change it to Julie and told everybody to call her Julie.
Right, so we've just been to the Hartlepool Community Hub Local and Family History Centre, and we've got the marriage certificate. So on October the 19th, 1901, Alexander Baxter, 21, married Mary Ann King, 20. They were both single and they got married in the parish of St Paul's in Hartlepool. So she's not calling herself Julie yet, is she? Alexander's a riveter and he's living at 36 Ernest Street. Alex's father is Alexander Baxter again, and he's also a riveter.
The Pop's father, Alexander, came down from Aberdeen, I think.
Right, yeah.
I think he was based in Thornaby for a while with the steelworks, you know. Was apparently very good at quoits. You know, you have it's a game. You have a ring and you throw it over some pegs sticking up from the ground at quite a distance.
And here we have a photograph in the Hartlepool paper about 1930. We've got several generations of Alexander Baxter. As you've known, there's probably a few names cropping up that they're the same. The old guy on the right is the Scottish Alexander Baxter, the first. Then you've got his son on the left, Alexander Baxter II, known as Pop. Then you've got Sandra's grandfather, Alec, at the back. And then you've got Uncle Alec at the bottom, who she met. That's 4 generations of the same name living in Hartlepool.